The Super Mario Bros. Movie Review. The Super Mario Bros. Movie is a big deal. Unlike Marvel or DC, Nintendo's universe of video game characters have hardly been thoroughly explored. The last Mario movie, the live-action one in 1993, was a critical and commercial disaster. It had a budget of around $48 million, but could gross only $39 million. The plot was heavily criticized, as was the lack of faithful adherence to the original source or canon. It is often listed among the worst films ever made, and has since developed a cult following. People were thus rightly apprehensive of video game movies. Then came the Sonic the Hedgehog movie in 2020, with the immensely funny Jim Carrey as the main villain, Dr. Robotnik. The film did quite well, grossing around $320 million with a budget of $90 million. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 followed up in 2022, which again grossed 4 times its budget at the box office. The success of the movie and the franchise led to the conception of Sonic the Hedgehog 3, which is possibly going to release in December 2024, but likely without Jim Carrey, who is considering retirement from acting. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means a lot. Thank you, and let's begin. While the creator of Mario, the legendary Miyamoto, was heavily interested in developing a Mario film that would be faithful to the canon, hence he collaborated with Illumination Studios, which has made films like Despicable Me and The Secret Life of Pets. This film is interesting mostly because it is a video game film. There is a lot of hype around this movie, as it has already grossed over $65 million on its opening day. There are estimates of how much the movie will make, and various sources have forecasted around at least $140 million. Remember that the budget of the movie is around $100 million, so it seems very likely the movie will recuperate its costs and make a profit. Video game films have become a niche of late and need to succeed more to become mainstream like The Avengers and others. The movie released on April 5th and has received interesting and mixed reactions. So let's talk about the movie. We will try to be as spoiler-free as possible. Let's go. The weakest point of the movie is its plot and narrative. It's interesting, filled with many Easter eggs if you are a Mario or Nintendo fan. The animation is top class and the film overall is visually top-notch. Kids will enjoy the film quite a lot, but adults who have no idea of Nintendo or Mario will be a bit bored. The critical mistake the film makes, in our humble, marvelous opinion, is that it separates Mario and Luigi as part of the story. As long as they were together, the movie was seemingly fun, but they got separated quite too soon. Also, the movie is quite short at around 92 minutes. Mario, not to reveal the plot much, has to rescue Luigi. In this predicament, he meets and befriends a lot of familiar characters like Princess Peach, Toad, and Donkey Kong. Together, they unite and have to defeat the infamous Bowser, who is obsessed with the idea of marrying Princess Peach. This is the basic spoiler-limited plot of the movie, and it is quite simplistic. We wish that the plot and narrative were more detailed and complex. The actual Mario games on which the movie is based had better story and action elements. The graphics and visual elements of the movie are unquestionably fantastic. Illumination Studios, headed by Chris Meledandri, who is collaborating with Miyamoto, has done a good job. One of the best parts of the movie, in our marvelous opinion, is the sound design. The original soundtrack of Mario, composed by the legendary Koji Kondo, is a proper classic. The opening level soundtrack, the subsequent pipe level underground music, these have all become part of our pop culture. Zeitgeist and Psych. The talented Brian Tyler has done a great job of remixing and tweaking Koji Kondo's original tracks in the movie to suit different situations. The overall music and soundtrack are very pleasing to the ears, even for some unfamiliar with Mario music. The voice acting in the movie is actually decent, which was slightly unexpected. Chris Pratt and Charlie Day actually did a good job. In the beginning, when they were together, there is a lot of fun banter between the two and their stereotypical Italian family. Chris Pratt has done a good and quite hard and demanding job in making Mario seem human, relatable, and likable. Charlie Day makes the character of Luigi quite funny and likable. Both of them impart some personality to their respective characters. Jack Black, however, does an awesome job playing the infamous Bowser. There are several occasions wherein he sings on the piano, and Jack Black does a splendid job in displaying his versatile musical talent. Even after the end credits of the movie, there is a fun song by Jack Black as Bowser. He makes the character quite funny and real. The songs in the movie are funny and good, such that even perhaps the adults will find it amusing. music. Kids will love this added musical element to the mix, and this was a great casting decision. Anya Taylor-Joy, now quite famous because of the Queen's Gambit, as Princess Peach, does a good job as well. Here, Peach is not the classical damsel in distress. She is an empowered woman who is just as capable as Mario, if not more. The later Mario games have always featured Princess Peach as a playable character, which has been popular among fans because Peach can jump well. Seth Rogen, Keegan-Michael Key, Fred Armisen, and Sebastian Maniscalco, all funny comedians in their own right. They do a good but not really very memorable or remarkable job. We expected a bit more from Seth Rogen as the infamous Donkey Kong. The casting of the movie has often been criticized, especially before the release of the movie. Some fans wanted the original voice of Mario, the legendary Charles Martinet, to do the job, especially considering the elements of an Italian accent that has to be carefully incorporated. But overall, the movie's star voice actors do a good job. Interestingly, Charles Martinet does have a role in the movie as Mario and Luigi's dad. This move was appreciated by a lot of fans. The biggest draw to the Super Mario Bros. Movie is the nostalgic factor. Kids who will watch the movie will enjoy it for its visuals and sounds. The adults who have possibly played Mario or seen their kids play it will be slightly bored, but still enjoy the visual and studio spectacle. The fun, vibrant, and colorful atmosphere of the movie is indeed very pleasing. Now, the big question, should we watch the movie? If you are a Nintendo fan and play their games, yes, go and watch it. You will like it and experience a strong dose of nostalgia. But what if you are unaware of Mario, Nintendo, and the video gaming universe? As a pure animated movie competing with other animated movies in the world in the US, Japan, and elsewhere, the Super Mario Bros. Movie is okay or average in our view. Critically speaking, it is an okay animated movie, earning a rating of 6 out of 10. If we compare it with an epic animated movie like Ratatouille or Wall-E or Kung Fu Panda or Monsters Inc. or Finding Nemo and so on, this movie is not as good as the ones we've just mentioned. Those were great movies, even to an unknown and unbiased spectator. This movie is not like that. As a video game movie, this is probably and arguably the best ever made yet. And things are only going to get better with the release and expansion of more video game movies. The market is growing and new companies and studios are going to invest and innovate. The Super Mario Bros. Movie has received mixed reception. As of now, its Rotten Tomatoes score for critics is at 54%. The movie's IMDb rating is 7.5 and overall general Google rating is 4.6 out of 5. These are mixed and somewhat conflicting reactions. Overall, the pattern has been that critics have generally panned the movie, giving it 1 or 2 or maximum of 2.5 stars out of 5. But the audience has shown support and generally liked the movie, with even the audience rating on Rotten Tomatoes being 96%. That's a huge jump. Critics saying 54% and audience saying 96%. Our marvelous conclusion is that those familiar with Mario have supported the film, while those uninitiated, judging it as a pure animated film, have been disappointed. One has to remember that Mario is among the most famous gaming characters and franchises of all time, that has its own incredible fan base, powers, and supporters. The main criticism of the movie has been the lack of an engaging and concrete plot. The narrative is not just that engaging or immersive. The movie has also been criticized as being mainly a conduit of fan service and Easter eggs. Some have even gone far enough to call it a merchandising and advertising ploy for Nintendo. Finally, what should one do? It is exciting to know that there are many video game movies coming up in the pipeline. A Mortal Kombat movie, a Silent Hill movie, then Portal, Splinter Cell, Minecraft. It's a diverse, exciting, and interesting list. The Super Mario Bros. Movie has done a marginally good service to the video game movie genre, advancing it by a slight little bit. Now go and watch the movie if you have the time. If you miss it, it's not the end of the world and you won't be missing out on something profound or life-changing. If you want a strong dose of nostalgia and childhood fun, go ahead and try it. The good news is that Miyamoto-san has allegedly said that there will be more movies in the pipeline and that the collaboration with Illumination Studios has been fruitful and will continue in the future. Our final marvelous verdict is going to be a 6 out of 10. But that should not stop you from seeing the movie if you're a video game enthusiast or have a loved one who is. As a kid's movie, the Super Mario Bros. Movie entails a fun time. Nintendo has always tried to be a wholesome company that makes products that the whole family can enjoy. No blood, gore, violence, sexuality, or stuff like that. This movie is successful in that attempt. 2023 and 2024 are going to be an important and seminal time for video game movies, and we at Marvelous Videos cannot wait. Happy watching if you decide to see the movie. Until next time, guys and gals, if you like our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.